every scoop of vanilla ice cream, every slice of vanilla cake, every sweet fragrance in your candle comes from one of the world's most fascinating and valuable plants. Vanilla is the second most expensive spice on Earth, only after saffron. But how does it actually happen? From delicate orchids to sweet aromatic beans, today we're uncovering the incredible story of how vanilla is made. Vanilla may seem common today. You can find vanilla in almost every dessert, beverage, or fragrance. But true vanilla is rare, labor-intensive, and precious. Native to Mexico, vanilla comes from the orchid Vanilla planifolia. It was first cultivated by the Totonac people and later spread by the Aztecs, who flavored their chocolate drinks with it. When Spanish explorers brought it to Europe in the 1500s, vanilla quickly became a luxury spice adored by kings and nobles. Today, vanilla is grown mostly in Madagascar, Mexico, Tahiti, and Indonesia. Madagascar alone supplies about 80% of the world's vanilla, employing thousands of farmers. Yet despite being in high demand, production is painstakingly slow and vulnerable, which is why vanilla prices often soar to over $500 per kilogram. Unlike most spices that come from seeds or bark, vanilla is unique. It comes from the fruit of an orchid. The vanilla orchid is a tropical climbing plant that can grow up to 30 feet long. It thrives in warm, humid climates and requires rich soil, shade, and careful cultivation. But here's the challenge. Vanilla orchids bloom only once a year, and each flower opens for just one single day. If it's not pollinated within 24 hours, it wilts, and no vanilla bean will grow. In its native Mexico, pollination happened naturally thanks to the Melipona bee, a species unique to that region. But when vanilla spread across the globe, the bee wasn't there. For years, vanilla plants outside Mexico produced flowers but no pods. Then in 1841, a 12-year-old enslaved boy named Edmund Albius on Reunion Island discovered the hand-pollination method still used today. By using a small stick and his thumb, he carefully lifted the orchid's membrane and pressed the male and female parts together, allowing the flower to be fertilized. His discovery revolutionized the vanilla industry, and every bean you taste today is thanks to this method. After successful pollination, the flower transforms into a long, green pod, the vanilla bean. These pods take 8 to 9 months to grow before they're ready for harvest. Vanilla pods are not harvested when fully ripe. Instead, they're picked just before maturity, when they are still green but beginning to turn yellow at the tips. Each bean is hand-picked. Harvesting too early results in weak flavor. Too late, and the pod may split and lose its precious aroma. Farmers need years of experience to know the perfect time. A mature vanilla pod is about 6 to 10 inches long, but even after harvesting, the beans have no flavor. The characteristic vanilla aroma only develops after months of curing and fermentation. This is where the real magic happens. Fresh vanilla beans smell like grass. It's only through curing that they develop their rich, complex aroma. The process takes 4 to 6 months and includes 4 key stages. The beans are dipped in hot water or exposed to heat to stop their growth and activate enzymes. The beans are wrapped in blankets or placed in wooden boxes where they sweat for several days, turning from green to dark brown. The beans are laid out in the sun during the day and stored at night. This stage reduces moisture while concentrating the flavor. Finally, beans are stored in wooden boxes for weeks or months to fully develop their aroma. By the end, the beans are pliable, oily, and intensely fragrant. Each cured bean contains thousands of tiny seeds that give vanilla desserts their speckled look. Not all vanilla beans are equal. They're graded based on length, appearance, and moisture content. After grading, beans are bundled and exported. A single high-quality vanilla bean can cost between $5 to $10 retail, making it more expensive than silver by weight. Most of the vanilla flavor we consume comes from vanilla extract. To make it, beans are chopped and soaked in alcohol and water for months, which pulls out the flavor compounds, especially vanillin, the main molecule responsible for the aroma. Pure vanilla extract must legally contain at least 35% alcohol and 100 grams of beans per liter. Artificial vanilla, known as vanillin, can be made from wood pulp or petrochemicals, and while it's cheaper, it lacks the depth of true vanilla. Vanilla may be common in name, but in reality, it's one of the world's rarest, most labor-intensive, and most beautiful flavors. If you love discovering the hidden story of vanilla, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another behind-the-scenes look at how the world's most amazing foods, materials, and industries are made. We'll keep uncovering the secrets behind the things that shape our world. From ancient seas to your dining table, salt has been the most important mineral in human history. Wars have been fought over it. Civilizations have risen and thrived because of it. And today, we're about to witness how the world's largest salt mine transforms seawater into millions of tons of pristine, crystal-white sea salt, harvested, refined, and shipped across the globe. But first, before we step into this dazzling world of white, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss our behind-the-scenes journeys into the factories, farms, and facilities that keep our world running. Salt is older than civilization itself. Long before humans wrote their first stories, animals roamed to find salt licks, natural deposits left behind after seas dried up. When humans arrived on the scene, salt became survival. It wasn't just a seasoning, it was a preservative, keeping meat and fish edible for months. It was a currency. Roman soldiers were partly paid in salt, giving us the word salary. Entire trade routes, wars, and alliances were built around who controlled salt supplies. Scientifically, salt, or sodium chloride, is essential to life. Your body can't make it on its own, but every nerve signal, every muscle contraction, every heartbeat depends on it. Without it, we don't survive. Too much is dangerous, but just enough, it keeps you alive and keeps your food delicious. Now, let's zoom in on our destination. Nestled on Mexico's Pacific coast, along Baja California Sur, lies the dusty town of Guerrero Negro. It may be small, but around it sprawls the largest sea salt production complex on the planet, covering an astounding 33,000 hectares. With 28,000 ha's of collection ponds and 3,000 ha of crystallization ponds, this is salt on an epic scale. The region's geography and climate make it perfect for salt making. Flat coastal land, dry desert air, relentless sun, and steady ocean breezes create ideal evaporation conditions. This land used to be ocean floor, nature's perfect salt factory, waiting for humans to tune in. The facility began in the 1950s when the U.S. West Coast needed a new salt source. Daniel Ludwig set it up near the Ojo de Libre Lagoon. And by 1957, Guerrero Negro began exporting salt to the United States. Over time, the operations scaled up, becoming a backbone of global sea salt supply. Guerrero Negro isn't just industrial, it's part of a fragile ecosystem. The salt works lie within the El Vizcaíno Biosphere Reserve, habitat for migratory birds and endangered gray whales. Balancing massive production with environmental protection is a constant dance here. The journey begins with the ocean. Massive gates open, and seawater flows into wide, shallow ponds. The water here is only about knee-deep, which is perfect for what's coming next. The sun goes to work. Day after day, heat and wind pull water into the air, leaving behind a saltier and saltier brine. As the days pass, the water turns from deep blue to pale green, then to a rusty orange, colors created by different microorganisms that thrive in salty conditions. Finally, the brine reaches a tipping point. The salt content becomes so high that crystals begin to form on the pond floors. From above, it's a white sheen, like frost forming on a window. This is where people and machines join forces. Workers use long rakes and specialized harvesters, huge metal machines that scrape the crystals into massive piles. It's physically demanding work, but here it's also a source of pride. If the salt ponds are the fields, the processing plant is the barn. Mountains of raw salt are loaded into conveyor belts. Giant washing drums tumble the crystals, rinsing away sand, dirt, and leftover brine. The salt isn't just cleaned, it's sorted. Large crystals, small flakes, fine grains, each destined for different kitchens, factories, and products. The scale is staggering. Huge front-end loaders move literal tons in minutes. Forklifts zip between warehouses stacked high with white sacks. Trucks roll in, get filled, and head to ports where ships wait to carry the cargo to countries around the world. Salt may seem simple, but in the food industry, purity is everything. Samples are taken from every batch and tested in labs, checking for minerals, moisture content, and any impurities. In some facilities, the salt is dried in giant ovens to remove even the tiniest hint of dampness. It's then packaged, sometimes in bulk for restaurants, sometimes in neat little boxes for your grocery store shelf. Labels get printed, seals are checked, and just like that, another journey begins. Here's the thing. Harvesting salt from the sea is one of the oldest industries on Earth, but modern operations have to balance production with environmental responsibility. This mine recycles water through its ponds, ensuring minimal waste. They monitor local wildlife, especially birds that feed in the shallow waters. They've reduced the use of fossil fuels by investing in solar-powered pumps and electric vehicles. Globally, salt from here ends up in kitchens in New York, Tokyo, Paris, and beyond. It's in your bread, your snacks, your soups, and your sauces. It's even in the medicines you take. If you enjoyed this journey into the world's largest sea salt mine, imagine where we'll go next. There's a whole planet of incredible stories hiding in plain sight, and I'd love for you to come along. So, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell so you never miss an adventure, and if you learned something new today, give this video a like. Butter, a golden spread that has been a staple in kitchens for centuries. From flaky croissants to sizzling pans, its rich flavor and smooth texture have made it one of the world's most beloved dairy products. But have you ever wondered how factories manage to produce tons of butter every single day while keeping it fresh, safe, and perfectly creamy? Today, we'll go inside a modern butter factory to uncover the fascinating journey. From raw milk to the neatly packaged blocks you see in stores. Before we dive deeper into the fascinating journey of how tons of butter are made, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. That way you'll never miss any of our behind-the-scenes looks at how your favorite foods are created. Now, let's begin. Butter has been a part of human diets for over 4,000 years. The earliest records trace back to ancient Mesopotamia and India, where people discovered that shaking or churning cream separated fat from liquid, producing a rich and spreadable food. In medieval Europe, butter was so valuable it was often used as a form of tribute or trade, and monasteries became known for perfecting its production. By the 19th century, with the rise of industrialization, butter production shifted from small farms to mechanized creameries, making it more widely available. Today, modern factories produce thousands of tons of butter daily, combining traditional techniques with advanced technology, ensuring both safety and flavor for consumers around the world. The process begins not in the factory, but on dairy farms. Every day, hundreds of cows are milked, and their fresh milk is immediately cooled to about 4 degrees Celsius to prevent bacterial growth. Special insulated tanker trucks transport the milk to the factory. Upon arrival, the milk is tested for purity, fat content, and freshness. Any batch that doesn't meet strict quality standards is rejected. The butter-making process requires high-fat cream, so the milk first undergoes separation. At the heart of butter production is the separation of cream from milk. This is done using a machine called a centrifugal cream separator. Inside, the milk is spun at high speed, thousands of revolutions per minute. The heavier skim milk is pushed outward, while the lighter cream collects in the center. The cream extracted here typically contains 35 to 40% milk fat, the ideal starting point for butter. The skim milk isn't wasted. It's sent off to be used in products like cheese, yogurt, or powdered milk. To make the cream safe and extend its shelf life, it is pasteurized. This involves heating the cream to about 85 degrees Celsius for 15 seconds before quickly cooling it down. Pasteurization eliminates harmful bacteria while preserving the cream's natural flavor. It also prepares the fat globules for the transformation into butter. In many butter factories, especially those producing cultured butter, the cream is left to age in large stainless steel tanks. Beneficial lactic acid bacteria are sometimes added to give the butter a slightly tangy flavor and improve texture. The cream rests for 12 to 24 hours, thickening slightly and developing its signature aroma. Now comes the step most people associate with butter: churning. In the factory, massive continuous churn machines handle thousands of liters of cream at a time. The cream is agitated vigorously, breaking the protective membrane around the fat globules. As the fat globules collide and stick together, they form butter grains, while the liquid left behind becomes buttermilk. The sight is dramatic. Within minutes, the cream separates into golden clumps of butter floating in a milky liquid. The fresh butter grains are now drained of buttermilk. This liquid is collected and processed separately, often sold as a refreshing drink or used in baking. The butter grains, however, are not yet ready. They still contain too much liquid, and the texture needs refining. The butter grains are transferred into large butter workers, machines with rotating paddles. Here, the butter is kneaded to press out remaining buttermilk and achieve a smooth, uniform consistency. Salt may be added at this stage depending on the type of butter being produced. Salted butter lasts longer and has a distinctive flavor, while unsalted butter is prized by bakers for its neutral profile. Before packaging, the butter undergoes strict quality control checks. Technicians test for moisture content to meet legal standards, salt level, texture and color consistency, microbiological safety. Only butter that meets every requirement continues down the production line. Once approved, the butter is automatically portioned and wrapped. High-speed machines cut the butter into blocks, sticks, or tubs, depending on market demand. Foil wrapping or parchment paper protects the butter from light and air, preventing spoilage. Each package is stamped with a production code and expiration date before being boxed for shipment. Bookmark HQ. Butter is highly perishable, so it must be stored and transported under controlled conditions. Factories maintain storage rooms at 2 to 4 degrees Celsius to keep the butter fresh. Refrigerated trucks then deliver the butter to supermarkets, bakeries, and restaurants worldwide. From farm to fridge, the entire process is carefully timed to ensure that the butter remains safe and delicious. Factories don't let anything go to waste. Buttermilk is bottled as a beverage or dried into powder. Skim milk goes into cheese or yogurt production. Modern plants recycle water and energy, making butter production more sustainable. Some factories even use biogas from dairy waste to power their operations. If you enjoyed this look inside the butter factory, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll always know when we release a new video. Thanks for watching.